Hey, Kathy Ann, what's happening? Good to see you. Glad you're here. Sweet Liberty, what's up? Lacey Silver. You mentioned the lifeboat on and offline to everyone. I love that. Mrs. G, good to see you. Drayton, 143. It is showtime. I live for now. What's happening? West Coast Fancy Nancy, love her. Deanna Downey, how you been? WP, you doing all right? Can't think of a better name. Heather in the library. Jennifer Folsom. I miss anybody? No. Jennifer Folsom. Sandy Wandy, good to see you. Boodakaboo. Boodakaboo, I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. And good to see you. Rona Cooley. Jane Aldrich. Good to see you. Chrissy Never Newton. What's happening? Heather. A lot of Heathers. Love Heathers. Yarn Prepper. Good to see you. Hello to you. Mile High Hokey. What's happening? Just Jen. Oh, you're more than a Just Jen. My sister George. That would be my sister Curious George, I would imagine. DNV 1983. God help us. 1983. I remember the year. Allison Metcalf Palumbo. What's happening? Shannon Smith and Gamer Jackie. Hello, Sandra Lee. Damn. Anna, good to see you. ASAP Lizzie. Lumen is here. Glad. Hello, Goosebump. We can pick up where we left off. Last night I did bail a little bit earlier than I would have liked to. Gemini Girl, good to see you. And I was joking, but we did actually have a lot of stuff going on here. Don Gloves, good to see you. Hamster Heifer, what's happening? Tina Serlin, good to see you. If you've been following me and Quibs, there's a lot of dirt going down, right? There's a lot of stuff happening, and people are reaching out to us. So we've been in the weeds. We really have. And last night there were actually some developments. And as much as I was joking about it, I was getting texts the whole time. You know, she just said this, so and so just so. That's what I was. Honestly, I do like to joke about it, that I was going to do that, especially because I know that it, chaps the butts of some of you, and I get a kick out of that too. Casey, good to see you. Glad that you're here. Angie Milwaukee, good to see you. V. McWilliams, I need a card. How are you? Boris Cruz, good to see you, Boris Cruz. I'm glad you're here, man. Dee Dee Razzle Dazzle is in the boat, on the boat, within the boat. She's here. Squirrel Girl, what's happening? Hello, Leslie Girl. You need this one? Yeah, I could use this one too. Kim is Blue, how are you? Clean it Tuesday. I don't think I've ever said hello to you. Hello to you. Lori Ellington, how are you? Something's vibrating and it's not me. What the hell is that noise? That's the weirdest thing ever. I swear to you, something's vibrating in here and it's not me. Shannon C. Lurker Laura. Hey, Charlie Murphy. And yes, I do know his name is Charlie Mullins. Do you know that my girl corrected me yesterday? She said it's Mullins. I said, yeah, I think I was aware of the fact that his last name was Mullins. Charlie's been here a long time, people. Hello, Lisa Trimple. I'm sorry to hear that you had a rough day. I feel like I'm on a run. I've had a few that have been I don't know. Maybe rough isn't the right word. Hey, teacher nurse, Holly C, Autodance 64, Sandra Lee. Look at me, I'm Sandra Lee. No, that's not it. Hey, Shelly Kelly, what's happening? Well, I'm glad that you are here. I think we're pretty close. DS Kitty, what's happening? Hi, April Goodson. Says, hey, all. Boris the Spider. Anybody know? Remember that? Anybody? It's the Who. Jay Rambo, how are you? Love Mama Bear. Chaps the butt. Your new favorite expression? Well, it's a good one. Chaps are, you know what? Cassie Mosier, hi to you. All right, let's fire this thing up. Hello, Meredith Lynn. Let's take this boat out. Hey, Mary, the newest nut. Jesse Brown, holy hell. It's old folks' day. Hey, Robert Hall, good to see you. Lori Driscoll, Jesse Brown, I am always honored when you are here, my brother. Truthfully and honestly, another one that's been here forever. Hello, Lily Bells. You did catch a live. You're still journaling. Well, I hope so. Good for you. You thought I was saying Charlie Muffins? That's funny. You hear that, Charlie? You know what? How am I feeling? John S. Whistle. Well done, Lumen. See, she's a fan. That is all John S. I mean, it is the Who, but it's the one. Yeah, it's the bassist singing. Things are better now in Cleveland. Good, good, good. Been unsettled with so much lately. I just want that feeling to go away as fast as it came on. Well, then, it seems to me that it would be in your best interest, right? Hello, Susie Q. It would be in your best interest to sit down, grab a pen and a piece of paper. Hey, Lori Hart, and figure out exactly where we went off the rails because it came on really quickly, correct? So run right into it. Hey, Mayor's girl, you need to run headlong into it. Don't fart around. Sit down, get out your journal, and start writing about it. And I promise you, amazing things happen. Your journal starts talking back to you, right? The journal is a therapist that you don't have to pay, right? I think I said that yesterday. Maybe I said it the day before, but I like it. I think it's a good one. Good afternoon from Australia. Do you love it? Do you love it? Hello, Darcy. We have a lot of people in Australia, not as many as we used to, unfortunately, but we have a lot of people in Australia. Every once in a while, you lose people and it's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. And there's that's all I got to say about that. Rainy days and Mondays always get you down, but not when you're on the boat. You know something? Mondays are all right. Damn. Forgot to say hi to the crew. You can't do that. Hey, Tina Marie. So yesterday when I shut down the boat, there were some people that were asking me things. How do I do this? How do I cope with that? And it's honestly one of my favorite things. How are things down at the DG? It's funny that you ask. Quibbs has kind of been putting her foot down about the Dollar General. She thinks I'm getting a little too attached to it. So we've been shopping a little bit further out. It's kind of a bummer for me because I do love it. I did catch your Carpenter's reference, April Goodson. Never fail. Charlie Muffins. I might stick with that for a little bit, Charlie. I don't know. It's making me laugh, man. It really is. It is making me laugh. Apparently, Allison Metcalf Palumbo got it too. Yep. And Sandy Wandy. A lot of people got it. ASAP Lizzie says, Shelly, I think like the same kind of journaling. I enjoy creative writing, but about real life experiences. You know something? That's an excellent way to do things if it works for you. The great thing, hey, Jason P., good to see you, man. It's not a bad place to hang out. I love you, brother. I'm glad you're here. Whatever kind of journaling works for you, man, there is not a bad way. You understand? There is not a bad way to journal. There isn't. Whatever works for you, works for you. Yeah, Heather says, if you want to nip something that's bothering you in the butt, journal until you figure it out, even if it takes days. Hello, Zarina. I have gotten downright efficient. Hello, Virginia, at sitting down and pulling out the pen. I cannot stress this enough. The people who say, I can't journal because I'm afraid that somebody's going to see it, flush the crap down the toilet. One of the reasons that we journal is to engage different parts of our mind. If you understand how the brain works, even at a basic level, if you understand how the brain works, Q is doing fantastic, people. He really is. Every single time I talk to him, he progresses a little bit more. There are sounds he's still having problems with. I've never had to learn to talk again. I can't imagine that. I had to learn to walk again. After a really bad stroke. I started out in a wheelchair, had to go to a walker, had to go to a cane. Like I did that crap. I did that crap when I knew Q. I was still walking with a cane, and it was from a stroke. It was something that I had come back from, but this really is a bummer. However, he's got no deficit on either side of his body. And his brain is as sharp as ever, man. It really is. It's as sharp as ever. Writing does open up a different part of your brain, right? It does. Because very often when we sit down, we're bummed out, right? When we sit down and we're upset, We're not upset because the executive functioning of our brain logically goes, let me see what happened at work. Okay, this person said that. Are you taking this a little bit too personally? Perhaps this guy was saying, forget all of that. There's none of that crap going on. What's happening is the emotional part of your brain is riding roughshod and going, that dude at work said this, right? And all of a sudden you are really, really angry. You know what? I don't know where you guys find these people. Honestly, it's a bummer. Yeah, if you have a question or a comment, Lacey Silver says, write question in front of it. That does help, people. It really does. That helps quite a bit. Just Jones says, any of you who can draw, I envy you. I can't even draw a cut or a straight line. I have advanced to stick figures that are running. I can do that now. A running stick figure, but it's taken years. Phyllis Pryor, good to see you. Your journaling consists of letters you won't ever send. Love it. Love it. Snotface, good to see you. Enjoy yourself, and thanks. We'll see you on the replay crew. Hello, Flamin' Jackson. Good to see you. Kathy. Yes, the stroke really did some damage. Jay Rambo. I'm more afraid of words than drawing. So I believe that. I believe that. You probably should be, right? You probably should be. But if we allow hello, Lost Mittens, if we allow the emotional part of our brain to continue to make inroads, or God forbid, if we make decisions based on that, we're screwing up monumentally. You understand this? This is a really, really bad thing to do. However, it's not something that most people think about. You know, our brain is a fascinating thing, right? It really is. Very, very small, right? Very little of our body weight is the brain. It takes up, though, a crap load of all of the sugar that we bring in, right? Our brain is working constantly. It really is. And it's a fascinating thing, the human brain. Have you ever heard people say, if you're starting to feel like you're having a panic attack, right? You need to count to 10. You've heard this? Do you know why you count to 10 when you're starting to feel bummed out? Do you? I mean, when you're starting to get stressed, do you know why you count to 10? Because your brain doesn't realize why you're stressed. Once those stress feelings start coming on, your brain doesn't know you're not being chased by a bear. It's the same kind of reaction. That's no joke. It's fight or flight. It's the same kind of reaction. You could be chased by a bear, or maybe you're getting chased by a human being, or maybe somebody standing across from you just did this one, right? You're not going to count to 10 if any of those things are happening, right? If you're getting chased by a bear, you're not going to stop and go, okay, hold on. 1, 2, right? So if we can stop and count to 10, our brain goes, hey, can't be that bad. Sounds silly as hell, doesn't it? No joke. Does that sound silly? Well, it's a stone cold fact. And when you realize that the brain, as sharp as it is, isn't as sharp as it is, isn't as sharp as you think it is, right? Doesn't have eyes, apparently. Doesn't have control over these puppies because it doesn't know you're not being chased by a bear. If it doesn't know that, obviously, it's not really clued in to what you're seeing. It also can't tell the difference between memories of something that terrifies you, fear of something that terrifies you, or something terrifying you. Did you catch that? A projection, sitting and tripping about something that's going to happen on Saturday can stress you out the exact same way as thinking about something that happened to you 10 years ago. Or get in a fist fight and do it all over again for real. It's all going to do the same thing in the brain. And when you start to think about it in those terms, this isn't your friend, man. This isn't your friend. That gray thing is not there to help you out. Question: boyfriend was given perks for after surgery. Started taking more. Bought street perks. Fent laced. He's a mess. Okay. If your boyfriend is willing to get if your boyfriend is willing to step up to the plate and try to quit, right? Street perks are as dangerous as you can possibly imagine. There is nothing in that has ever seen a Percocet. You understand that, right? There is nothing in that has ever even come close to a lab. These things are being pressed in they're being pressed in garages, and they're dangerous as hell. Tommy, I don't know how to help my wife, it's so above my pay grade. Horton, Fissel, there are times, right? There are times when we can't help somebody. That's a reality. It's a bummer, isn't it? It is. That is a very painful reality, but it is a reality. And when that happens, sometimes the best that you can do is let somebody know that you love them, Wharton. Try to make sure they're not driving. Honestly, I know that this sounds incredible to hear from somebody who advocates for, but you're not going to force somebody to do anything they don't want to do. I can't. I can't. I have friends right now, friends, close friends right now who are partying. Right. I have done everything within my power to approach these people. In every single case, I have been rebuffed so badly by these people that it's almost to the point where they're never going to speak to me again if I continue. Question: I love to journal, but lately there's not much to write about. I've been sick for a while, and it's the same thing every day right now. If nothing's on my mind, should I skip it or write a few lines? No, you journal every day. You journal every day. And the reason that you journal every day, people, it's not because I got something that I've got to work through. No, what we're doing is we're helping our brain to work more efficiently. You understand? Okay. When we go to sleep, we start to dream. And then all of the night shift of our brain starts working through things that we can't work through during the day. Our subconscious takes over. You have unresolved trauma from your youth that's starting to work its way up, and it's gonna jack up your life. It's gonna start making such inroads that you're gonna start going a little off the rails. So your subconscious tries to work through this, and it can't work through it with the constrictions of life. Maybe you need to fly, right? Or maybe you need to have an elephant sitting in the room. So your subconscious can put things together, right? That can't happen in the real world to help you try to make sense of things that sometimes you can't make sense of. Before we go to bed, we have all of this crap we did all day long. We lay down on the pillow and our brain goes through the day. That girl at work said this, this, and this. Wait a sec. Was I going to get gas today? I didn't get gas today. What's in the gas? All of these things are coursing through your head when in theory, you should just be laying down, getting ready to sleep. If you hand the night crew, right, an organized day planner, then your dreams start to take a different shape. They do. It's a far more efficient way. Yeah, it really is. And then when you wake up in the morning, before you start the next shift, that would be the day shift, right? These are the guys the waking hours, not the subconscious. Don't start your day with a mind full of crap. Dump it out because you had a dream where there was an elephant walking around the room. You just had all these things. And believe it or not, sometimes that world and this world start to get a little tangled, right? A little jumbled, and we're not quite as sharp as we should be. Don't go into the world like that. Right? Start your day by dumping everything that's in your head. Just write down whatever the hell it is. More often than not, it's going to clue you into dreams you had the night before. You're going to write stuff down that doesn't make a whole lot of sense because it's just a brain dump. And I literally mean whatever comes to mind. Whatever it is, just write it down. May not even make sense. Sentence fragments being spit out. Read them later, and very often it will cue you into things that happened in your dreams. It's kind of an interesting phenomenon, actually. So one way or the other, yeah, regardless of whether or not anything, when it's perfect, you need to to journal. Question: did the stroke you suffered cause the early onset dementia? No, the early onset dementia caused the stroke. I have a brain injury, a traumatic brain injury, and it the dead spot in my brain is there's not oxygen and blood getting to that part of my brain, and it tends to grow every year a little bit. And the reason being, it's like capillaries kind of take on blood or whatever. Don't really understand the whole process, but it continues to get bigger. And I had a TIA, transient ischemic attack, and then I had a full blown stroke shortly afterwards, and it was caused by all the brain injuries. So kind of it's the other way around, really. I smile in the mirror for 30 seconds every morning. Always crack myself up. I dare you. You know what? Hey, Tony's Hooter. Good to see you. Glad you're here. I look in the mirror all of the time, every day. Tony's Hooter, you're in my thoughts and prayers, by the way. I care very deeply for you. I really do. And you're a very kind person, and you're in my thoughts and prayers. Your brain was in a very dark place this weekend. I cried it out, didn't hide from my partner or push him away. And the storm passed today. It's a reminder that nothing stays if I don't give up moving. You know something? Um, PTSD cause. PTSD cause. Shannon Smith, are you asking me about, is that a question to me? What caused my PTSD? I watched a couple of people get killed. Most of the PTSD that I wrestle with was from watching a couple of people get stomped to death. One person get stomped to death and one person get butchered with a homemade knife, a shank. Yeah, I was a hardcore. Yeah, me too. And I wouldn't buy anything on the street right now. There is not a safe drug supply. Hear me? There is no safe drugs. They don't exist. Sorry, they don't. There are no safe drugs out there. And that's just the way it goes. I'm sad but true. Tons of love for our mods. You are the best. Boy, it's really hard to argue with that, isn't it? In the heat of the moment, a text is instant. Yeah, you know what, Linda? That's actually pretty intelligent. In the heat of the moment, a text is instant. Used to find paper, envelope, stamp, and mail it. Time to cool down. If you journal first, temper cools, less regrets. Genius. 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 And you know what you need? I'm sorry, but you know what you need? Eh. What you need is a set of guidelines. Guidelines, right? Things that you put into place. Measuring sticks to make sure that you're not screwing up. Canary in the coal mine kind of stuff. You feel what I'm saying, or am I confusing you? How about this? Before you send a mother loving text, ask yourself, is it moving you closer to love or is it moving you closer to hate? And maybe don't send it if it's moving closer to hate. Have I done that? Yeah. Done it in the last 6 months. Sent some hateful crap to somebody. And completely on me, by the way. I beg this person to leave me alone. I continue to beg this person to leave me alone. Doesn't matter. What I should have done was block him and walk away, right? That's what I should have done. Elizabeth Glenn, off topic. My cat sleeps in bed with me. Do your cats sleep in bed with you? P.S. I love journaling and meditating. Keeps my anxiety low. Love it, Elizabeth. Yes, my cats sleep with me. All of them, right? The 2 cats here sleep with me. My cat at home sleeps with me. Moose is like unlike any other cat in the world in terms of sleeping with me. If I laid down at any time during the day, that cat comes over and lays down and just lays next to me and gets as long as he can. He's trying to show that he's a big dude kind of a thing. It's really, really funny, man. It's really, really funny. But yes, absolutely. And I'd be really bummed out if they didn't, right? That's a huge part of for me. That is an absolute huge part to me. It really is. If it's not nice, don't send it, says Matrix Rabbit. And that's a pretty legit, it's a pretty legit question. I mean, a pretty legit, if it's going to be moving in the opposite direction, if it's taking you away from love, get rid of it, right? Get rid of it. If it's taking you in the opposite direction, if it's moving you away from love, why would you go, right? Why would you go? My tortie would only get in bed with me in February. Oh, cold enough? Yeah, well, you've heard the term 2-dog night. Well, it's a 3-cat night. I wake up with 4 cats on my face most of the mornings. Yeah, that's happiness. That's the happiest place on earth right there. That's the happiest place on earth. Lacey Silver, hashtag mean people suck. You know what? People, this is a recurring theme. This is a recurring theme. We're going to deal with it forever. If you go out of your way to do good, if you go out of your way to help people, you're going to butt up against, I don't care what you want to call it. I really don't. There are people on this planet that don't believe in the concept of evil. And you know something? They've been debating this forever, right? I don't know who's right and who's not. But if it's not evil, think of it in any other word you want. Mean. Mean's fine. There are mean people out there, right? And they seem to be repulsed by people really sort of holding on to one another, you know? Yeah, like that. I recently found a 3 dog night 8-track at your granny's house. You know what? Do you have a way to play it though? 8-track was cool as hell, but who's got an 8-track player anymore? You know, I had to stop doing housework to journal today. A toxic family member was messaging me saying bad things about another family member and trying to make me agree with her. I shut it down instantly. But you did exactly what you were supposed to, right? You're bummed out. The emotional part of your brain is now cooking, right? You have this person, a family member gets on the phone and starts messing with you, right? And starts taking you down through there and really bumming you out. You sit down, you engage the executive part of your brain. And the next thing you know, you start moving toward a better place. Shannon Smith, here's the reason for so many. Yeah. Yeah, that would probably be a good idea. Um, why are so many mean people tonight? I can answer that question. This takes place in cycles. And in the 3 years that we've been doing this is probably about the third go around of jackwagons that tend to get together and try to take a run at people all at once. They're gonna be taking runs. Right now, it is everybody in the community. If it was just me, I'd probably feel picked on. But it's not. It's the mods are awesome, Jimena. They are absolutely awesome. They really are. Um, It's easy for me to tell people off. It's hard to quit talking to them in my head for years afterwards. That's such a great thing. Honestly, is everybody I think has done this, right? Everybody has done this. I'm still practicing things that I wished I had said to people that I'm never going to talk to again. That's a sickness. But I put those in journals too, like the letters, right? The letters that she's never going to send. I do that as well. I absolutely do that as well. Oh, yeah. And the other reason for the mean people is this. Again, this is the reason this happens in. Hey, what can I do for you, Gertith? Uh, I've done 2,000 shows, right? 2,100 shows, something like that. So that's roughly 2,100 hours of me sitting here and talking. And I've talked about everything. But people who get here who are new will come across these things and go, oh my God, his real name wasn't Tommy Scoville. And we just got to go through it every friggin' 6 or 7 months or so. You get these people who think that they're master researchers. He did an infomercial. You know this, right? There's nothing I haven't, gone through all of this crap with people again and again and again. It just gets kind of old. The term living rent free in your head, that's misleading. That's right. You pay a price for it. No question. No question. Hold on one second. Exactly. They are usually not happy. Comment, my ginormous ragdoll cat comes and jams himself up against my butt to sweat me awake for breakfast. That's funny. That is funny. Shannon Smith says, I've watched your old videos. They could do that. Yeah, they could. But here's the thing. They don't want to. You understand? They really don't want to. These are people that go from deal to deal to deal. You understand? On Nora and Rabbit, they were talking about the Reddit trolls under Steph taking shots at you all. So many people were like, why Reese? She doesn't talk crap about anyone. She's so nice to people. You know what? Listen, I'm not trying to bust the chops at anybody, right? I would never, ever try to say anything that would make me think like I'm talking down to anybody or anything else. But we got two groups of people that hate us, right? We got two groups of people that hate us. Today, we went to the mailbox and we got mail. You've got mail. We got mail mailed from both sides of the country, made out to my partner. Not particularly nice. Yeah. Yes, mock. I used to be a miller that robbed banks. Used to be, yeah. And you know what? I've owned it. I always will. I always will. You know what, Shimmy? Is the thing. No matter what forum you go to, you're going to come across people who are going to use that forum for their own good. You will notice if you read any of this stuff that nobody says stuff like, you know what, I really hate Reese. I mean, those jesters are real pieces of shit, right? But I hate Reese because of this. No one has ever said anything like that in one of those comments. No one has ever said, yeah, the Church of Scientology really sucks, right? But nevertheless, I really have a problem with Reese. I support the cause, but I have a problem with this girl. Well, that's because the people leaving 90% of that crap, right? Let me let this dog out. The people leaving 90% of that crap are from those two organizations. And there's been some recent proof of that. There's been some people that have done a little research and actually found that, yeah, there are some operations going on out there. You know, the really great thing, honest to God, the really great thing is this. They have thrown absolute buckets of crap at us from the very first time we started this channel. It's never done what they wanted it to do. It's not going to. We continue to put out a product that people want. You understand? It's a pretty simple concept, but we put out a product that people want. Not everybody. There's going to be assholes, always. Always. If you're not a believer, I completely respect that, and that's all good. But if you are, say a prayer for them. These are some pretty miserable people. Honest to God, miserable people. You know, people who make videos literally hoping I will die. They had a pool where a death pool. When would I overdose and die? One of the things they like to say is that I'm on dope. You know, Horton Fissel says, today my wife woke me up. She's seeing things in the bed and seeing things crawl out and her pores. She's itching and bleeding from too much aspirin also. Wharton, yeah, this is above your pay grade, right? Now, honestly, what you just described happens in alcohol withdrawal, in bad alcohol withdrawal. It also happens from meth, right? It could be going either way. The pores thing is really very methy, right? That's kind of a meth thing. And the hallucinations. This raises to a level that you probably need professional help. You understand? There's nothing that you're going to hear here or anywhere online. This is something where medical help is required. Honestly, brother. And I know that that's going to be hard. I know she's going to fight you every step of the way, but this is one of those situations that this is if it's alcohol, like right now, Shannon Smith says that happened to my sister from alcohol withdrawal at 15. Yep. This is something that absolutely happens, and it happens with booze a lot, right? And if it is a booze thing, then we're talking about the delirium tremens at a point where this can kill, and it does a lot. Acute alcohol withdrawal to that level can kill, and if it's methamphetamine, we talk about meth psychosis, which is in either way, you need a lot of help. You need a lot of help. And that's scary, my brother. Here are my thoughts and prayers. That's scary and it's tough. Thank you, Just Joan. The thing the trolls don't understand is that we believe both Tommy and Reese. No matter what they say, it doesn't change my feelings. Well, thank you. You know, the really funny thing is, I'm a bad enough person, right? I'm a bad enough person. They don't need to continue to make up crap about me, right? And the crap they make up, you understand that the big one that they're running with, because the cult of Scientology did, is that I am a sex offender, right? This is the one they run with. If I was a sex offender, I would have to register as a sex offender. It gets really old going through this shit. But yeah, it's the same crap over and over and over again, you know? And the thing that's sad is people yell at me. People go, you gotta fight back. You gotta answer him. If I answer him, I'll be tap dancing for the rest of my freaking life on this channel. Somebody says, you did this. I got to make a video that says I didn't do that. Someone says this. I got to make a video that says, right? Every time somebody says something about me, I got to come out and make a video about it. Yeah, miss me with that. I'm not going to I'm not going to do that crap. I'm never going to do that crap. Right? It's never going to happen. Thank you, Jennifer. You got into a rehab just in the nick of time after trying to quit drinking cold turkey. You're lucky you're alive. Thank you, Tina Marie. That's very kind of you. I guess that's what I meant, right? That's what I meant. I wasn't a great person. There's enough stuff in my past that you don't really need to make crap up. You know what I mean? I do, Shannon Smith. I do. I'd rather not, but I wish you could look at my back office, right? I wish you could see the number of emails I get. I'm not answering to trolls, sadly. I'm answering to fans. And that sucks too. But I'm not answering to trolls. I'm answering to fans. And that's a bummer. Why, thank you, Chrissy. That's very kind of you. Why, thank you, Matrix Rabbit. That's very kind of you. One second. I can tell you from my multiple times in the psych ward that every time I went feeling at my lowest, I left there feeling a lot better. I didn't solve my bipolar or my sugar addiction, but I was better. And that's huge, right? That's huge. Same situation, different sector. Nice. That's absolutely huge, isn't it? If you could say that every single time. Gamer Jackie, you're funny as hell. That's funny. Yeah, there is a lot of projection with the cults. I mean, they do that. Don't they understand you have more important conversations to have on this boat than the drama seekers? You would think so. You would think so. A hater tax, Squirrel Girl. Thank you so much. You guys crack me up, man. Oh, do they love that too? Boy, do they love that. That's one of the slams, right? That's one of the slams on us is that whatever. You know what, April? I love you. I really do. And we aren't fans, we're family, says Sweet Liberty. You know something? I should be shot for saying that. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. This has been more like family from the very first time that we opened up. It really has. Wow. Some people do this for fun. I hung out with people like this for a year after my mother had a breakdown. I turned away from my friends. I didn't want to feel anything. Wow, Spike. That's heavy. Thank you, Matrix Rabbit. I really appreciate you. You know what? You're probably right, Miss Dragon. And I am officially going to stop. How's that? I really am. And the people that are asking me can piss off into the night. I'm a little tired of it. Honestly, it does really get old. Life and dealing with my own personal problems, addiction, and mental health is enough without mean people. Kristen Kruger, I hear you, right? And Boudica Boo is tossing them out like hot sauce packets. People turning green all over the place. I love it. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Casey Key says, roll call reminds me of Romper Room back in the day. I love it. Let me tell you something. I loved Romper Room. Thank you, Jennifer Folsom, for the cause. I really appreciate you. And you know something? I loved Romper Room. Do you guys remember that? That was well before Big Bird and all those guys. You know something? This is the funniest crap in the world right here, right? Take this one, for instance. I got a guy. I assume it's a guy. We've talked about this before on the boat. I got a guy who at 12:06 every single night sends me a ugly email that says it's not a question of when, it's not a question of if, it's a question of when you'll be found dead with a needle in your arm. Every single night this cat sends that right after midnight, right? And I don't even block it anymore because, like, if I think about it, I do. Like, I'll go and I'll block him. But every single time I block him, he just makes a new email address and he does it again. And I don't answer him. I don't ever do it. Once I sent an email and I just said, "Hey, man, if you put anything else in life you put this much effort to, you'll be a success." Like, no joke. I'm actually impressed at the amount of effort that this person has put in. Like I said to him, as far as trolls go, man, you're the top of the food chain. This has been going on for years. Like that's some dedication. You know what I'm saying? That's dedication. But if you had done that with anything else in life, you could be successful. Wharton Thistle, I'm glad. This is absolutely essential. Just Joan, I am on screen. Just Joan didn't get it. Oh no. Thank you, Wharton Thistle. And you know something, Wharton, you may have to continue to do this over and over and over again. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. Um, yeah, just Joan. I'm sorry you can't see me. Bacon Bits Ben Turner's birthday is today. Is this actually the truth? Do I have this on good authority? Hey, Jeezel Bellamode. Good to see you. Do I have this on is this love the losers, lose the losers tax? I love it. I love it. I love it. Ben, can we get a do we have this on good authority? Is this really your birthday? Hello, Sandy Bowers. Hello, Andrew Wise. Oh, I'm sorry. Can we have thoughts and prayers for Andrew's headache? Wow, huh? April Goodson, what a great comment. I used to starve myself. I lied to people like they couldn't see that I was doing it. I'm only 5 feet tall. Hard to miss my bones, right? But like you, I made me better and we ride or we die now. I love that, man. I love that. You know something? All I want for everybody on planet Earth, right? Honest to God, all I want for everybody on planet Earth is for tomorrow, right? For you to be a little bit better than you were today, to just keep moving in that direction. If we continue to strive to make ourselves a little bit better each day, um, and it's pretty amazing to find a group of people that all want to move in that direction. You would think everybody does, right? It's a lock. Who on planet Earth doesn't want to be better tomorrow than they were today? The answer to that question is everybody. They're not willing to do anything about it. I assure you, the vast majority of people will do nothing for their entire existence. Hill hath no fury. Good to see you. Glad that you're here. Tommy, okay, here we go. Hi, Tommy and family. That is a horrible thing to say to you. Can't you turn that person into the police? Isn't that a threat? What the person, oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. No, you know something? Yeah, I can. I mean, I absolutely can turn them in. It's not the Mavaki. Ones are our way of saying we're here for you, we're supporting you. For some people, that means they're going to say a prayer. For some people, they're going to meditate. Some people are just going to send positive thoughts. My partner likes to envision the tummy of a Care Bear, whatever works for you, but it's our way of sending a virtual hug from here. Happy birthday, Ben Turner. I guess it is official. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ben. Happy birthday to you, brother. I would imagine you're hovering somewhere in that 39 range still. My point being, it doesn't matter. We've all done stuff. We are human. How we make it right is what matters. I'm proud of you. And all of us in here love y'all. I love you too. I really do. And you know something? This is a pretty this is a pretty enlightened group of people. Really is. I'm not blowing sunshine up your butt, but every day you guys show up here and you spend an hour saying, I want to be better than I am. An hour a day for doing that is absolutely remarkable. Most people do not, right? Most people don't. And I'm happy to be associated with all of you. I truthfully am. And it's amazing because you really get to a point. Hello, A Tribe Called Duff. Yeah, right. Ben, you can pretend. You absolutely can pretend. 29 is 30, 39, 29. It's all good. An ice cap. Yeah. If you have a what's an ice cap? It's this black, like thick padded material that you can put in a refrigerator, and it gets very cool. And you pull it onto your head, and what it will do is it will stop the progression. For me, it stops the progression of the migraine. When it first starts coming on, I put it on, and it jams on the brakes. Um, Truthfully, it doesn't make it go away, but it sure as hell stops it from progressing, and that's really a good thing as far as I'm concerned. Also, I would you can also put really hot water on your feet. The lady Fiona Crispin used to get migraines really, really badly. She was a lady that was on the boat for a long time and turned everybody onto that. If you put hot water on the feet, and I mean hot, like as hot as you can take it, uh, it tends to make all of the blood rush to your feet, and that has helped me. Uh, an ice pack on the neck or the forehead or over the eyes. Correct. I agree with that. And these little hats do all that in one shot, which is unbelievable. I miss Fiona too, Shannon Smith. I really do. Sadly, it's just kind of how it happens, man. What haters fail to see is that you actually help people and have saved many of us. I know you saved me. So they can talk, but what you gave me is something that can't be taken away. Oh, Humana, what a beautiful thing to say. What a beautiful thing to say. And you know what? The truth of the matter is, they do know that we're helping people. They do know that we're saving people. There's no doubt, right? We've been doing this now for 3 freaking years. These people don't miss a show, right? My haters are the most dedicated watcher of shows that I got. They know we're helping people. They know we're leaving the earth a better place. They can't stand that. Not exactly sure why. Says a lot about who you are, right? If this kind of thing bothers you, do a little more journaling, gentlemen, right? Give it a try. In honor of Bacon Bits Ben Turner's birthday, hopefully the trolls will eventually hang out long enough to see for themselves how truly caring this community is. I got a story for you. I got a story for you. I have said many, many times, your biggest fan is one show away from being a troll, and the biggest troll is one show away from being a fan. And these kind of things really happen. And one of the one of the toughest trolls I ever had is absolutely one of the biggest family members that we got on the boat. And this dude was vicious. This dude was vicious. I said something in the beginning that bummed him out, and he said some really hateful crap, and like it was really ugly. And I just sort of said to him, "Hey, man, why the hate?" Right? I say this to everybody, but to him, it kind of sunk in. I guess no one had ever said it. But he said some more hate stuff, and I just kept coming back and saying, I don't know what this is serving in your life to come in here and just mess with a bunch of people that are trying to get sober or trying to make themselves better or trying to lose weight or whatever these people are doing. How is it that makes you, what is that feeding for you? Because I find that a little bit scary. Um, and the dude wrote back and said, would you be willing to talk on a telephone? I said, sure. He said, I'd rather talk on a telephone. I got on the phone with him. We spent about 2 or 3 hours. And since then, I've probably spent 60 or 70 hours on the phone with this guy. And we're very, very close. We're very, very close. It can happen, right? People stick around long enough. You guys have the effect, not me. You always feel better on a cruise after the boat. Yeah. You know what? I really do. I honestly always feel better out of this. No way, Robert. Congratulations. How awesome is that? Oh, the trolls do help the channel. Make no mistake, they do. Right? They do. And hit the thumbs down, man. Please do. Hit that thumbs down. If you don't like it, please do. But for the love of God, please hit one or the other, right? Please hit one or the other. That definitely does help. Robert, that is wonderful. You're going to have to keep us in the loop too and let us know how that works out. Can we get some thoughts and prayers for Lynn's sanity? He's not feeling well. Absolutely. I'm sorry to hear that, Lynn. Lynn's sanity. And I hope you feel better soon. That sucks. Okay, one more thing. I went to look at the link. There's one that says Crimmy headache migraine relief. No way. For real? That is funny. That is funny. It really is, man. That is so funny. A lot of thoughts and prayers for you, Insanity. You know what? Jesse Brown, I love you, brother. I really do. You remember when I said for a long time, like the boat did shows for 15 people? I mean, for a really, really long time. And there were days where I think if anybody, two people didn't show up that day, I probably would have quit. Like it was really tough, like for real. And to keep doing it every day and kind of keep your chin up. And Jesse was there for every one of those. In those days, he was there all the time and was a real force in keeping me doing what I'm doing. I love you, brother. I really do. I love you all, and I love the chat summary. Hilarious attempt to uncle the range of topics. Well, there you go. That sounds about right, doesn't it? Ah, you needed to hear my voice. You're struggling with a ton of grief, including my mom's cognitive decline. I miss her terribly, even though she is still alive. You know what? This, I think, is probably one of the hardest things in the world. Jesse Brown says, we had fits when someone didn't show up. It's the truth. When someone was missing, we'd go, where the hell is so and so? I still feel that way. Like there's 231 people here, and the people who aren't here, I'm tripping on. You know what I mean? Like, where's Kristen Melinda? You know what I mean? The people you just get so accustomed to seeing people that if someone's not here, you're like, they do really stick out in your head. It's odd. Oh man, is that the nicest thing anyone's ever said? It really is. That's just absolutely incredible, man. What a beautiful thing to say. What a beautiful thing to say. That is just puts a lump in my throat, man. Wait a sec. You're writing songs with AI? Uh, you know what, Jesse? She doesn't make it out as much. She sent me a happy birthday the beginning of the month, but she doesn't come by as much as she used to. 11 weeks. Oh, can't think of a better name. 11 weeks since I lost hubby unexpectedly. Got referrals for a bunch of medical stuff today, including grief counseling. Should have appointments scheduled by the end of the week. I think that's a great idea. I think that is a great idea. I really do. Hey, Blake Reed. I love Blake Reed. Good to see you. Jane Aldrich. Good to see you. Um, I cannot I cannot tell you how much I think grief counseling is just an absolute godsend, right? For lack of a better way to put it. It is just incredible. Uh, a lot of people don't, I think a lot of people fight this. They feel like, I don't need that. People got away for years without doing that. Well, there's a lot of crap we did wrong for years, right? There's a lot of stuff we did wrong for years. If you have that ability, please take advantage of it. And then, right, journal, right? Because the combination of the two is absolutely incredible. Having somebody to draw stuff out. The second you get done with that grief counseling, grab your journal because there's going to just be a mountain of crap that wants to come out, and let it come out. You will be, it will be a beautiful thing. I promise. Wow. Leonard Boogaloo. Boy, you guys, honestly, this has really been one of those shows. It's, you guys are really making me feel good. Ambiguous grief is so hard. You're not exactly sure what's bothering you. Um, I think I had more ambiguous grief than I had any other kind. I think, yeah. Um, I mean, I know what brought mine on. It was years of doing drugs, decades of doing drugs, and a life of crime. You know what I mean? But I found myself even to this day. There were times where I'll say, you know what, something's wrong, and I don't know what it is. And sadly, that didn't happen to me 6 months ago. right? 7 months ago. This is something that happened to me after that episode. And I struggle with it. It's a lot easier when I'm here because, believe it or not, she's fantastic about sitting me down and working with me and getting me to kind of chill out and talk. And that's usually what you really need. And it's hard. You can relate. I bet. I bet. And I'm welcome to the boat. I don't know that I've ever said hello to you. I am happy that you're not. Hey, Lori Abs. I'm glad that you're not suffering in silence. Right? It's the worst thing we can do as human beings. And sadly, they have been telling us since the day we were born that that's what we're supposed to do. Right? Honestly, you start crying, they tell you to stop. Right? Don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. Right? Especially if you're a boy. Right? Don't do that. Boys don't cry. Right? All that crap. And we put our feelings away, and we put our feelings away, and we put our feelings away, and we put our feelings away. And then we end up, 35, 45, or 55 going, what the F is wrong with me? Okay? You've been shoving things into the closet of your mind, right, since you were a teenager. And it's so friggin' stuffed with grief and other stuff that you're using your foot to put it in, and that door is going to bust off. Once you start to get to a place where you start to feel good about who you are, right? You start to feel like maybe this is a better incarnation of who I am. And you're journaling and you're maybe walking 25 minutes a day, right? You're doing stuff to move forward. You feel like you're actually moving in the right direction. These are the kind of things that have the opportunity to greatly change your life. I'm not talking about pipe dream stuff. Tampa B! I'm talking about real, no joke, nuts and bolts, change your life kind of crap. Feel me? For real. This is absolutely real stuff. If you say from this point forward, I'm not going to suffer in silence. When something begins to hurt me, I'm never going to put it away again. Never. Right? If you've got people that you're close to that you can call and do it, fantastic. If you can't, come here. Straight up, come here and type. I'm having a bad day. Watch what happens. Right? Good stuff happens. Angie Moe. You've definitely made a huge difference in my life as well, Tommy. You and Reese came along at the perfect time in my life when I needed support. Even if it's virtual, it feels real. It is real. You know what? I absolutely believe that it's real. And if it's not, I'm screwed. Right? If it's not, I'm screwed. Because everybody I care about on earth these days, I met this way. All of the people in my life that I really, really care about, I met this way. And a lot of you, I have only known this way. I don't know you any other way. But I promise you, it couldn't be more real. Hill, I love that. Hill says, sometimes we're here, but we need to do more listening than talking. Yeah, you know what? I get that. Miss Dragon says, I used my videos to work through my grief. That's a great thing, isn't it? I mean, honest to God, what a tool. Quibs does it constantly. And I think I do too. I don't think I do it the same way. I don't think I'm nearly as open. Maybe I wish I was. Hey, Matrix Rabbit, thank you very much. And I will not, damn, I know how to say it in Latin, but it's escaping me right now. It is a great, I've always loved that expression too. Don't never let the bastards get you down. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up for the lifeboat. I really appreciate you all. And if you've not hit subscribe, what the hell's wrong with you? Right? 30% of you. I think that's what they said last month. 30% of the audience is people that are not subscribers, which is all right. I wish you would become a subscriber, though. I've been avoiding the boat, so chaos happening around me. I'm afraid the positivity and support will break me. Working on stress strength to keep going. Wow. You would be really surprised at how many times somebody has said to me that they've been avoiding the boat. I get this all the time. I really do. I get this all the time. People avoiding the boat. And I think it means the boat's doing the right thing. Honest to God, I do. I remember the first time somebody said that. They said to me, every single time I come to the boat, I feel like everything you're saying exactly to me and nobody else. The first time somebody sent that to me, I thought, I don't know who this person is. Like, I'm not talking to this person. I don't know who they are yet. Um, but I'm doing that. I'm probably doing something right. Lurka Laura says, I am glad to see a lot of people expressing their appreciation for you, Tommy. Thank you, Lurka Laura. Thank you. Kathy Ann says, Tommy, you and Reese have changed my life and helped me to have some self worth and identity again outside being a mama. You've really changed more than just my world. There's a lot who agree. Wow, it's such a kind thing to say. And you know something? I really easily can say the exact same thing about you. You have done massive amounts to really help what we do and to move the boat forward and to help just with everything that I do in this realm. You've been absolutely amazing. Wharton Fissel, the boat prays back. I promise you, brother, you're in my prayers. Yeah, I love Jason P. And this is so true, man. You're never alone if you're part of this crew. There's always people here who can help you through no matter what you might be going through. It's a fact. It really is. It's a fact. You know what, Blake Reed? You're right. Says DNV, it's a very easy thing to fall victim to bad pastors while searching for help and answers. It's a scary place out there. You know what? In everything that we do, and I think that this is something, I'm glad you said this, and I know that this probably is a little bit more, but I am of the firm belief that very often people think, oh, well, it's a minister. Man, you got to shop a minister, you got to shop a holy man or whatever you want to call it at more than you would anything else, more than you would a doctor. Yeah. If I don't feel really, really comfortable with people, man, I'm gone. Tommy, personal friend, Jason P. She has been through some real, okay. Well, do me a favor then. Shoot me an email and at tommyscoville@gmail.com, right? Especially a friend to Jason Peace. Shoot me an email, tommyscoville@gmail.com. And I'd like to hear more about your story in a real time where we don't have like a 40 or 60-second delay back and forth. Please. I've had to leave a chat or two, but looking back, it was always only a, there you go. There you go. The boat is a soft place to land. We will catch you. I love that. DNV, when you least expect it, when you least expect it, I promise you, right? I promise you that I wrote off this part of my life. I promise you. I had no desire. I had no intention. I had no nothing. And everything about where I'm at in life right now, literally every single thing about where I'm at in life right now, you couldn't have told me I would be here 6 years ago, 7 years ago, and I would have believed you. I would have thought that you talk about a pipe dream. Look, man, I've been on the phone talking to cops, FBI agents. Like I've had crap going on in my life that if you had told me, right, 6 years ago, here's what you'd be doing. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. But I'll tell you something. I've never been this excited. And sometimes it's scary. I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes this is scary. I feel like I'm flying by the seat of my pants a lot. I feel like I've gone out on a limb probably more than I have in the past. Right? I'm taking chances, and not like I used to. Right? I used to take chances with my friend. You know, the chances I'm taking now are really different, and they're I don't know. I don't know if they're more scary or less scary, but this is exciting. This is the most exciting time I've ever lived, and I recommend it. I recommend it. Right? Maybe take a risk or two. Joanne Palmer says, I didn't think the boat would be something for me, never having had addiction issue, but it has helped me so much, way too much to say in a quick chat. Well, thank you so much. And you know what? I think that I really, I am of the firm belief that this is something that I think I would love more people to understand that this really is not a sobriety channel. It just isn't. It's not what we do. We talk a lot about living your best life, but this is not a sobriety channel. Now, if you're on drugs, you will not be living your best life. If you're addicted to alcohol, you will not be living your best life, right? But there's plenty of room on the boat for people that have never had a problem. I promise you. Makes a lot of sense for people. You wrote poetry to work through your grief. I love that. There's a lot of poetry in my journals. I don't think I've written any in a long time, but I used to write a lot of it in prison. God almighty, I used to write a lot of it in prison. That was a big thing for me. In my journal, I used to do a lot of that. The problems that flood your life aren't meant to drown you, but to teach you how to swim. I love that. All right, people, I am going to go get with my partner because I literally am now going to work. Like we're punching in right now. You know what's going on, right? There's a party coming up this weekend. And the people who are throwing this party screwed up my prom. We're returning the favor. So we're running out of time and there's an awful lot of people to talk to. So I'm going to get busy right now, people. Thank you for the support. This has been one of the kindest shows I remember doing. I mean it. You guys, it touches my heart. It really does. I thank you. I thank you for being the crew of the lifeboat. Because truthfully and honestly, this is so much bigger. This is so much more than I ever thought it was going to be. And I love it. I love it. I'm never not going to love it. This is one of the most important things in the world to me. I'm never, ever not going to love this. All right, people, I will see all of you tomorrow between now and then. Hello, Cinderella's glass slipper, Teresa, Leslie's girl. All right, I will see all of you tomorrow between now and then. Reach out and try to save somebody. God bless.